Hi everyone. So today I am going to discuss something on metal stocks. So these days metal stocks has been going low. People have been losing a lot of money, and companies from its all-time high has been reducing in value, and many have hit their 52-week low. So what is happening in the metal sector? So I will decode the metal sector stocks in this session. So metals, as you know, are identified as commodity. So commodities, as you know, is highly cyclical in nature. So sometimes in some season they will be going high, then again their demand may go down, then again their demand may peak and their demand may go down. And also this sector is highly capital intensive. So you have to set up large plants. So capital intensive capex requirements are very high for these plants. The companies, the steel stocks may have high debt levels because of this capital intensity. So there are a few stocks only who are highly successful in leveraging and having a profitable business. Again, in the context of Russia-Ukraine war, while this Russia-Ukraine war, Russia, who is a major steel, aluminum, and nickel exporter, also Ukraine is also a major steel producer. So sanctions were applied on Russia by US and West, and also the Russian army or the war has impacted the production of Ukraine as well. So production and exports of steel and other metals are very much impacted because of this non-availability of these items in the international market because of these two nations has led to increase in the price of these materials. Again, the demand supply dynamics, less supply and the normal demand means higher price of component. But again, this higher rates of commodities, etc., has led to higher inflation. So higher inflation has led to increased interest rates in various countries. So highest increased interest rate again has led to recession fears, or many countries have already entered recession, including US, as I currently speak. So because of this recession fears, investors has anticipated that now the demand for various commodities, including metals, will not be there in the international market. And this expectation of reduced consumption of metals has led to lesser demand. Lesser demand means the price of these commodities goes low. So again, the price of these metals has dropped, and hence the whoever is producing these metals, like Indian companies like Hindalco, Tata Steel, whatever, all of them have gone low, and many of them have hit their 52-week low again. You must have noted that during the lockdown period, many of the companies couldn't do a production of these metals. So at that time, there was a increased demand, or a normal demand you can say, but the supply was very low. So at that time also, the steel prices or the metal prices had peaked in their values. Also, we can link these steel prices by various means. For an example, there was a chip shortage issue worldwide. So chip shortage had led to reduced automobile production. So reduced automobile production has led to reduced demand in steel. So reduced demand in steel means the steel prices has again dropped. Another thing was property market in China. So there was Evergrande issue. There were a lot of real estate issue. Because of that issue, there was lesser demand of housing in China. So China being a large market, consumer market, so lesser housing demand means lesser buildings being made. Lesser buildings being made means lesser demand for steel. So lesser steel demand again has led to decreased price of steel. In between, China had dumped lot of steel from their reserve to bring down the ongoing inflation. So this excess supply of steel also has led to increased supply and reduced price of the product. Another important topic is that as the dollar increases, so the strengthening dollar is again monitored by something called dollar index. So dollar index is nothing but a comparison of dollar to a bucket of other set of international currencies. So if the dollar appreciates in comparison to those currencies, this dollar index goes up, and vice versa. So now the dollar has appreciated a lot because of this recession fears. So because of that, the dollar has increased a lot. As the dollar increases, the iron ore and the coking coal cost also increases, because this is mainly dominated by dollar. Whereas the finished products of say steel, by using this coking coal and iron ores, and it is dominated mainly by the local currencies, say euro, ruble, or whatever local currencies are there, including INR. So a increasing US dollar tends to increase the cost of the non-US companies, basically which are out of US. So the rising input cost and raw material cost basically, and the lowered local currency cost because of the appreciated dollar, will really impact the profitability of these companies. Also, another thing is that as the dollar appreciates, the buying power of dollar holders, or mainly those in US, increases. So they will import more from other countries, basically from cheaper steel or metal producers. This will lead to huge competition because they may give lower rates, especially from those countries having lower labor charges. So this will have a competitive nature, and the companies who are producing steel again will have to reduce the cost to match to this competition. So this will again lead to reduced steel prices or reduced metal prices. As a matter of fact, as I speak, the dollar currency index is at 112.173, and the US dollar, $1 is 81.5 INR. So the dollar index is at a very high value, and rupee has depreciated a lot. But also this has to be noted that as the it is not to be feared that rupee has depreciated, because as the rupee depreciates, it becomes more attractive for foreign nations to import materials from India, because they have more buying power for that dollar. So this may increase the exports from India as well. So weakening rupee is not always to be considered as a threat. So hope this session on metal stocks gave you some insights on how the market works and how the metal stocks fluctuates and how they are cyclical in nature, and how carefully you have to choose the metal stocks based on these concepts. I will come up with another interesting video in next session. Till then, happy investing.